He never played in the big leagues. He has zero experience as a manager, and without two of the usual qualifications needed to get the big job, Bob Castellini and Walt Jocketty didn't waver in the belief that Brian Price was their man. No other interviews needed. Dusty was considered a player's manager, one of the boys. I asked Price what kind of manager he'd like to be considered.
I'm a competitive person. I do have high expectations for myself, and those expectations will be shared and expected of the players here as well. So why don't we get a year under our belt and you guys can assign the moniker.
Price signs a 3-year deal. Spent the last 4 years as Dusty's pitching coach, 10 years before that. Same position with the D-backs and the Mariners. And both Jocketty and Castellini know exactly what they're getting.
If we're going to look for someone with no managerial experience, there's no reason to look any further than Brian. And some of the managers who had managed before, we just felt that we wanted to try a new approach, and we liked what Brian brings to the ball club and decided to go that direction.
One of the great days I had last year at this time was when he told Walt he wasn't going to go with the Marlins. And I called him and told him he made my season. And he returned that phone call about 3 or 4 days ago and said, you know, you've made my season this year. So yeah, we're all pretty close, and we think the world of Brian.
All right, to football. Some charity work for the Bengals today. Hometown Huddle helping to build an inclusive playground at LeBlond in the East End. After 2 weeks on the road, back to work for a late afternoon start on Sunday at home against the Jets. Marvin says the lesson crystal clear after 2 road wins.
Well, they keep following suit to what we talk about all week long. And unfortunately, we keep have to live it, and that's that it's going to be a grind, and we got to be prepared to play 60 minutes. Up or down, we got to play 60 minutes.
Bengals Nation tomorrow night. Mike Nugent will be our guest. The Holy Grail, 6 to 8, autographs, pictures, games, prizes, and more. We'll see you tomorrow night at the Holy Grail.